Hi everyone, as you can probably tell, it's a different setup than what I usually film. I'm doing a little tiny holiday, but given everything that has gone down with the Charlie Kirk assassination and the public reaction that is going on, I couldn't help but talk about this. So as I'm sure you've heard by now, Charlie Kirk, who was such a relevant political figure, a conservative figure in the United States, has been murdered at one of his events in a campus university, at Utah Valley to be specific. So Charlie was known for his Prove Me Wrong events. These were events that he would host at different university campuses where he would have debates, like quick debate styles, where he would invite people, often students, to try and change his perspective on different topics. And it was always a very interesting, very respectful sort of back and forth. And many times the own students would be the ones that would change their mind regarding the topics that they were coming to debate him about. Charlie was shot in the neck by a sniper at a nearby building. The first news were that he had been shot, and then a few hours later I had read that he was indeed murdered. He died as a result. The result of this was, of course, massive chaos on the university campus. The FBI and the police came, they locked down everything, and there was initial confusion regarding the suspects because initially an elderly man was arrested, but then they discovered that it was not him who did this. There was also a potential suspect who was a trans woman, I believe, or a trans man, I'm not sure, but someone who had posted on his X profile the day before saying that something big was going to happen at his university at Utah Valley and that he hoped that someone would evaporate Charlie Kirk. So of course he was also investigated, or is probably still being investigated, because why did he know that something was going to happen? But I believe as of now the suspect has still not been captured and is still loose, which is so terrifying. And I just pray to God that they will catch him soon. The reactions to Kirk's death have for the most part expressed terrible grief and anger at the situation, myself included. I always really enjoyed his debates and his viral videos, and I always admire him because he was such a fair debater. There's so many people nowadays that they just go on these debates for their own ego and personal gain, and they just want to annihilate and humiliate the other person. And I never got that vibe from him at all. Something which is so rare to find nowadays. President Trump has shared a heartfelt message online, calling him legendary and expressing his condolences to his family. Other political leaders have done the same. President Obama has also shared the same, and using this to highlight what a terrible and fragile state the American democracy is at the moment. And many other political commentators and leaders and congressmen have expressed grief and anger directed towards the loss of Kirk's life and his amazing potential, saying that he couldn't even been president in the future. Of course, there are also extremely disgusting, there's no other word to describe it than disgusting, reactions from woke, insane people, because that's what they are, celebrating his death and even mocking what happened and even mocking his family's pain, some of which we're going to be reacting later on. So brace yourself for that. But before we do see these reactions, I just want to take a moment to pay respect and celebrate this man's life and accomplishments in the best way that I can. Charlie was the founder of Turning Point USA, something that he founded at 18 years old and with only $10,000 in his pocket. He built over 3,500 chapters on campuses all across the country. He was a key figure, recognized by President Trump himself, in mobilizing the young conservative vote, both in 2016 and especially in 2024. He was also considered a generational voice with presidential potential, as we were saying. And here's the thing, guys, I completely understand that not everyone would agree with his views, and some people directly just didn't like the things that he would say, or didn't stand by his side, or didn't share whatever he believed in. There's absolutely zero excuse to believe that someone deserved something like this to happen to them just because they saw the world differently than yourself. It is terrifying, the point that we're reaching, that people do think so. People think it's just to celebrate and mock what happened to him just because he saw the world differently. Charlie was intellectually voracious, self-taught, and very curious. He was a great speaker and debater and improved greatly throughout the years till he became a great reference point. And not just in the United States, but all over the world. As you guys know, because I've said it like 20 times by now, I have a YouTube channel in Spanish, and 2 YouTube channels in Spanish, in fact. And his being also mourned in the Spanish speaking community because of what a great reference point he was for many of us. So his appeal was not just national, but rather international. He was approachable, accessible, and also a great example of a masculine role model. He was a family man, only 31, and had 2 kids and a wife. He used Christianity as a central pillar of his life and his message. So all this man did was be a leader in his community, have his businesses, set up debates in order for people to democratically share different points of view, be a husband and a father. And because of this, because he had conservative, more traditional values, he got shot, he got killed. And now his death is being mocked by miserable people online. If this doesn't terrify you about the state of the world we're living in right now, I don't know what else would. If this doesn't terrify you about the state of the world of America, then I don't know what can terrify you. Because Kirk's death is truly a symbol of the fragility of democratic dialogue at this moment. His death is a great political loss, but also a great human loss, and presents the question of, is this the end of political debates at universities? Because he was a pioneer in starting these debates at universities, but he's not the only one by now. There are many others who have started doing this and who I assume will probably refrain from doing so because of the great menace that sharing views in front of strangers whose background you don't know and whose access to weapons you don't know may present. I just hope that what has happened is a message to all of us to reject political violence in all forms. There is absolutely no excuse to be a politically violent person, to believe that someone deserves to die, or that deserves to be imprisoned, or that deserves to be censored, because censorship is also a form of political violence, only because they have a different opinion to yours. May his living legacy be a message for thousands of young people nowadays to continue his mission, the one that he started. It's now our turn to finish. And make his life serve as an example of courage, patriotism, and faith. And may no one ever tell you that believing in your ideals and standing up for them and loving your country wherever it is that you're from and loving your people and your culture, may no one ever tell you that there's anything wrong with that. May we all stand for that till the end of time, and may that be our testament to what happened to Charlie. All right, so now we're going to be reacting to some of these absolutely disgusting, crazy, miserable TikToks of woke people celebrating Charlie Kirk's death.
I swear I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about this news. I'm not happy about this news. It's so unfortunate. Can I just send a message to this? Great idea, wrong target. No, but seriously, we're gonna be serious. It's so unfortunate when bad things happen to bad people. Who would have thought the man that made it his whole personality to hate on everybody that didn't look like him and have his same gender, that other people would want to... Y'all see that Trump said that we're gonna have to pray? I hope them prayers do the same thing that they did for slaves, that they did for... No, but seriously, Charlie Kirk, shots and prayers.
Where Charlie Kirk ever pretended to be better than anyone who didn't look like him or who didn't share the same gender as him. Because that's the thing, when you actually challenge these people to find something like that, they have nothing to show for it. And even if you didn't agree with him, if you didn't like his views, if you didn't like him personally, is it so much to ask for you to present just an ounce of respect towards the memory of this person and towards his family that is still alive and that has to watch all of you, I don't want to insult you, but all of you, you know what, doing this kind of things to his parents, to his wife, to his kids? Is that so much to ask for? An ounce of respect, which is funnily what you are asking for, but you're completely unable to give it.
Fucking stoked right now. You want to know why I'm so fucking stoked? Go ahead and Google Charlie Kirk. Go ahead, read the latest headlines and you'll see why I'm so fucking
What did this man ever do to you for you to be celebrating his death? You're not forced to like him. No one's making you like him. No one's making you agree with him. Of course, you're entitled to your opinion. That's exactly what we're defending here. The freedom to have your own views and opinions and share them with the world and stand by them without being mocked when you're shot dead by a criminal.
Save your sympathy for the kids who are getting bombed in Palestine. Save your sympathy for the people who are getting thrown in the concentration camps right now. Save your fucking sympathy for the people getting deported right now for no reason. Save your sympathy for those people and not an evil man who has done nothing but harm other people and be a Nazi. Why are you empathizing and sympathizing with him? I don't care that he was a person. He wasn't to me. He was a Nazi to me. And if that doesn't make me a leftist because I think he's better off gone, so fucking be it. So fucking be it. Because a lot of y'all like to talk a big talk, but then when someone finally walks the walk, y'all are like, this is so bad. This is so bad. Shut the fuck up. Take your fake ass moral views and get the fuck out of it.
I don't know about y'all, but I didn't know that sympathy was a limited resource. I didn't know that I could only feel sympathy for the children in Palestine or those in Israel as well. People who are in war zones in general, all the people who are suffering in this world, including people who are being shot for absolutely no justified reason, and including the family of these people. I didn't know I could only feel sympathy for some of them. And what I noticed that these kind of toxic, mentally insane people use to justify their hatred towards others is that they dehumanize them. You know, they say, oh, he wasn't even a person to me, so who cares? That is and has always been the key that dictators and oppressive regimes in general have used in order to justify their horrific actions, dehumanization of the other.
Let me be your Paul Revere today, because guess who just found out? CK got AK'd. And he's gone. Thank you, motherfucker. I hope you're seeing this. I hope your ghost decides to try to come and fucking haunt me, because
I don't think this person is well enough to be making any sort of political commentary, let alone be real. Assuming this is someone that soon after Charlie was shot was celebrating what had happened. And I think he has to be identified. Who is this person? Make him viral. These are the kind of people that should be going viral. Some sort of accountability needs to be held for people like these.
Hey, so Charlie Kirk just got shot. Maybe there are good guys with guns out there.
Update. Charlie Kirk is officially looking up at us, and I'm about to head to the grocery store because I'm making ribs tonight. Oh, but he was a man with a wife and kids. Yeah, and now they're safe from him.
Now they're safe from him. Do these people realize the enormous trauma? Do these people realize the enormous trauma that Charlie's death is going to inflict on those who loved him, especially his parents, his wife, and his kids? Have they even experienced anything that's remotely close to that? Evidently no, because if not, they would not even dare to joke about something so sensitive and about other people's pains in this way. And again, what did this guy even ever do to them?
They got Charlie Kirk, bro. I've never been happier.
Never believe the reason I'm smiling. And it has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Nothing to do with Charlie Kirk.
I would say pour one out for Kirky boy, but I don't waste good beer on little bitches.
I haven't posted on TikTok in a long time, but I'm gonna now because rest in peace, bozo!
Charlie Kirk just got put down like a fucking dog in Utah, and I could not be happier. Praise fucking be.
I do not, and I will not, ever feel bad when bad people get what the fuck they deserve.
Charlie Kirk got shot? That's awful. That's so sad. Hope he recovers well.
I just heard that someone shot Charlie Kirk? Dang it. Ah, shucks. Thoughts and prayers.
You cannot tell me that if you watch these people up close, that if you watch their eyes, you can find their soul. They have no soul. They have absolutely no soul. It is so obvious. It is absolutely terrifying to be celebrating the death of someone based on the sole fact that he has different views than you. Because this means you give no F's about democracy. You don't care about democratic dialogue whatsoever. And that is scary, because what's gonna come next then? These people are going to support the most tyrannical of leaders. So you'll justify that if the rest of us think all of you are insane and have no soul and disagree with you. Do you justify that we do the same to you then?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view. Good that people are dying in America.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it. Who are you?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes. Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No. I think things happen for a purpose. And if that's how his life was ended, then that's how it was ended. So,
Do you know who Charlie Kirk is?
Yeah, he's a who she. I'm like, yeah, he's an you know. I wouldn't wish it to anyone, but I don't think his political views are correct. You know.
We're going to step away from this because you're just trying. Well, you let him talk. He wants to talk. What are you? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
You know.
Anyways.
I love the right. I love the right. I love all of you guys. Thank you.
In my opinion, I think they're going to flip it and say the other way. But I think the left has disputed so much hate and brainwashed so many people into doing stupid this. But they're going to flip it and see, oh, he was so hateful and he spewed all this hatred.
You're almost going to say he deserved it.
Yeah, they're going to say he deserved. I've already seen people. That's what I've seen. I've already seen people saying he deserved it. He spews all this hate, and they're going to say because the hate he spewed, he should have gotten that. It's a sign of, I think, what liberalism has done to U.S. society. It's just led to a complete moral decay and decay of morals and just any semblance of humanity. Like, you just degrade people because of your political opinions, but I don't know. I don't have much else to say on that. It's just the same old thing every time.
Yeah, finally someone with some sense and some humanity, which is exactly what we're lacking right now all over the world, and especially in the US. These things are so terrifying to see. And I'm actually someone who many years ago, and by different groups of people, experienced in my own flesh bullying from people that were very woke, very intolerant to the far right or whatever it was. Even though I was a liberal myself back then, this was like college age, and they bullied the hell out of me. And I'm not using the word bullying lightly. I'm not using it to victimize myself. They were actually very horrible to me. They had absolutely no humanity towards me. So I've lived firsthand what it's like to have people that are traumatized, that traumas that have nothing to do with you, by the way, but that they take it out on you. They take out their frustrations on you. If you have the slightest different perspective from them, they will declare you their enemy. They will dehumanize you. And that is why Trump won. People don't get it. It's not that Trump won because everyone who voted for him is his biggest fan or thinks that he's the biggest leader or the salvation to the US or anything. It's because people are tired of that. People are tired of getting dehumanized or being accused of being terrible people just for having different perspectives. Perspectives which most of the time are extremely common sense and not radical by any means. If what this means about the fragility of democracy at this moment doesn't scare you, then I don't know what to tell you, because this is extremely terrifying to me. I definitely have to end it here because I don't even have any more storage on my iPhone, but may this be a testament. May his death not just be for nothing, and may it be a testament of what a scary world we're living in, where you cannot have your own ideals and your own views responsibly and respectfully without having people that wish you death or that will celebrate your death or that will celebrate horrible things happening to you only because they view the world in a different way. That is, again, absolutely terrifying. I hope he rests in peace, and I send all my love and light that I can from here sitting in this car to his family.